Hey guys, welcome to another video. If you're new here, my name is Kiara and I'm a full-time crochet business owner, and in this video I will be bringing you guys along with me to 2 Christmas markets to sell my crocheted plushies. So I have a lot of market prep to do since I haven't had a market in like almost 3 weeks. So a lot of the stuff that I've been making has just been piling up, and now I need to put price tags and tags with my logo on all of those things. And there's just a lot of things to get ready for both of these markets. And then I will, of course, bring you guys along with me to the markets, try to update you guys throughout the markets and tell you guys how it's going, kind of do like a vlog type thing. And then, of course, as usual, I will do a whole breakdown of all my sales for each market. So the first market that I will be bringing you guys along with me to is tomorrow. So right now is Thursday morning. I just got up not that long ago. And so I will be doing all my market prep today. And tomorrow's market is actually like a night market. It runs from 4 to 8 p.m. So it's a Friday night. And it's actually for like a big tree lighting ceremony. So it's at this like public market in like the downtown area, and they have like this huge tree and they just light it, and there's a bunch of like different Christmas activities. I did this event last year and I did really well. It's really cold because you're doing it outside, but I think for the 4 hours you're there it is worth it because I did really good sales last year. And this year it's even better because we have like our whole 10 by 10 space. Last year we only had like one 6-foot table, so this year I get to display even more stuff, so I'm hoping that that helps me make even more sales. And then the next market after that is on Sunday, so at least I have like Saturday to kind of chill and make more stuff if I need to, but my inventory is very high right now. But I still have Saturday to get more stuff ready for Sunday. So Sunday's market is indoors, so I will have just one 6-foot table, and it's like more in the suburbs, so that's more of like a little small holiday market where people go there really to shop local and look for Christmas gifts. Meanwhile, at the market I'll be doing tomorrow, I think most people that are there, they're not necessarily there to shop for gifts, and then when they do see the vendors, it's kind of like impulse buying and they're like, oh, this could make a great gift. But yeah, Sunday's market, I think it's going to be people going there specifically to do their Christmas shopping. So sometimes for these videos, I will show you guys like everything I crocheted since my last market because I need to get those things ready. But that is just not realistic because like there's a bed behind me and it is very messy, like pardon me. But yeah, it's basically full of just plushies I've made. This is not everything I made in those 3 weeks I didn't have a market, because I think like 1 week or like a week and a half, maybe just over a week, I don't know, but about a week after my last market, which was like 3 weeks ago, I think I did get a lot of stuff ready, put price tags and tags with my logo, and I did pack a lot of them up in my inventory and all that stuff, so I don't have those like in that pile. And at that time I also sent a lot of stuff up north with my mom because my mom is doing some Christmas markets where she lives with some of my plushies, and I'm actually moving up there in like less than a month actually, so that is kind of one reason it's really messy in here. We're moving soon, everything's all over the place in the whole apartment, so I'm just gonna use that as an excuse right now. But yeah, so I did get a lot of stuff ready and just send a lot of it up north, so I don't have it here. But I don't know, like everything that's on the bed right now, I don't know exactly how long that is of stuff that I made. Like I don't know if it's like 2 weeks worth of stuff, a week and a half, honestly no idea. But I will give you guys just like a little sneak peek of that pile because it's huge. So it will probably take me all day today to get all that ready, and If for some reason I'm not done today, which would be excessive, but who knows, I do have tomorrow morning because the market only starts at 4 tomorrow, and we can start setting up at like 2, but sometimes I don't need 2 hours, so who knows. But I have tomorrow morning if I really, really need it. I'm hoping to not need it, but it is there just in case. So here's my little sneak peek of the whole pile. It's huge, so get ready. Also, don't mind like the mess on the side, just ignore it. So yeah, we have all of these, and that whole pile is like, you know, stacked with plushies. My cat is screaming outside of my yarn room. And we go all the way back there, and there's a bit like back here. I don't know, I just ran out of room, so you know, that's obviously a lot of plushies to put tags on, so I better get started. So, as you can see, that's a lot of plushies, so that's gonna take me a long time. But also, one thing is, not necessarily all of those plushies are gonna be coming to the markets with me, because, like, a lot of them is just stuff that I made, like, a big amount of them. Like, for example, mini turtles. I think now in my inventory, I'm close to 20 of them, and it's, like, very rare for me to sell more than like 5 of them at a one-day event, especially like 4 hours. So I might not bring all of them just because, especially the venue that I'm doing tomorrow, it's a big pain to get the stuff from your car to where you need to set up and then where you need to set up back to the car. So I'm not saying I don't want to bring as much stuff as possible, but this venue is just very stressful for that. So if I can kind of limit the amount of stuff that I bring while still bringing enough to sell, I think that's what I'm gonna do. And also, a lot of the stuff I made is kind of, I guess, to send with my mom one more time before I move. So 2 reasons for this. She has more markets coming up, and I might be able to send more stuff with her before her next market, which I think is going to be her best one. So I don't know. But even if I'm not able to send it for that specific market for her, I still want to send a bunch of inventory for my mom up north, just for the simple reason that when we're moving, we have a lot of stuff to move. I mean, look at all this yarn, and that's not even all of it. We have a lot of stuff to move, and it's an 8-hour drive, so it's not like we can just leave some behind and say, oh, we'll get it next time. Like, that's not really doable. So we need to bring everything, and I have a lot of inventory, so if I can get some of that inventory up north before we move, if I'm not gonna need it, I think that's a good idea. And yeah, so I'm probably gonna be able to send some stuff after these 2 markets. So after that, after those 2 markets, I only have one more market here, which is an indoor market with a 6-foot table. So I'm not gonna need all the inventory in the world to fill a 6-foot table and have a bit of extras. So I think, like, I'm gonna prioritize right now putting price tags and tags with my logo on stuff I know I will be bringing to the market at least tomorrow. So sorry for my yapping. I will go put tags on stuff now. I won't do a time lapse because that's just gonna be so long, and I want to listen to like either music or like a podcast or something, because I'm gonna be so bored just doing that. So I will talk to you guys later on, maybe like halfway. I might just update you guys and say I did some of the plushies. I don't know. We'll see, because I have no idea how long all of this is gonna take me. Hey guys, so it is later in the evening, and I finally finished putting price tags and tags with my logo on all those plushies. It took so long, but we're finally done. So that's probably all the market prep I'm gonna do tonight, because I think there's like a tiny bit more stuff to do tomorrow, but I need to like go dig in my car for that and actually pack my car. But my boyfriend will help me pack my car tomorrow. So yeah, I just wanted to update you guys, tell you guys that, and if I crochet anything tonight, I'll just show you guys tomorrow when I update you guys on what we're doing for market prep tomorrow morning. Alright, so it is Friday morning now, so like before the market, and so I'm just going to show you guys what I crocheted last night. So I made 2 blue chubby bunnies, and they have like a pom-pom tail like this. I already put price tags and tags with my logo on these. And I also made a chunky octo, which I already put a price tag on. And so I will just be packing these up, and then we are going to start packing up my car just to have all of that ready for later. So basically, like, the only things I need to do now to get ready for today's market is pack up my car, obviously, and just pack up like the small things like my notebook where I write all of my sales, and my square machine is plugged in right now, so I'm just gonna have to like grab that and put it in my bag and just all that kind of little stuff. So I will go ahead and do that and talk to you guys later, probably like close to before we leave for the market. Alright, so I'll be leaving soon to go to the Friday night market, so I will show you guys my whole setup once it's all done, and I might try to take a few clips of me, and my grandpa's going to be coming with me and my boyfriend, so I will try to get a few clips of us setting up if it's possible, and then again I'll do my best to update you guys throughout the market, tell you guys how it's going. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm gonna bundle up to make sure I don't get too cold. And yeah, hopefully it goes really well and we have a lot of people shopping for Christmas gifts. We're all set up now and I've made my first sale. So I set up in a way that people can come in from both sides because there's people walking on both sides. So I just want to make it accessible to everyone. So hopefully it goes really well. Alright guys, so it's Saturday morning now. I just basically went to bed not long after I got home after yesterday's market. So I'm just gonna update you guys now about the market yesterday. So I actually got really cold. I tried to bundle up as much as possible, but it just got really cold when the sun set, obviously. And yeah, so I was freezing the whole time. But yeah, so the market itself, at first it was really slow in like traffic and sales. Like I made my first sale pretty early on, so I was like, okay, hopefully it keeps going. But then it took me like, I think over an hour to make another sale after the first one, maybe an hour and a half, I don't know, I didn't really check the time exactly, but it just took a very long time and it was really slow in traffic at the beginning, because so what was going on is there was like the tree lighting ceremony and just a bunch of other activities. I'm not exactly sure what, but there was really loud music like where the tree was, and we would see like big lights, so it was like a whole party, honestly. I didn't really go check it out, so I'm not really sure what was going on, but we could see just at the end of the street that we were on was the tree and all the people, like it was packed around the tree and everything. But where we were, unfortunately. People just weren't passing there as much, so we didn't really get all the people that were packed around the tree and stuff, unfortunately. But it did end up picking up a bit later on, and then I got like a rush of sales, but it wasn't big and it wasn't long, but it did help me out. And then after that, I guess it just kind of slowed down, and sales just slowed down. But the thing with this venue is a lot of the time you're gonna get a lot of traffic and a lot of people walking around, but like probably most of the time those people do not have the intention of buying anything from anyone. So they're just like speed walking past the vendors. So I don't know if we even count that as like traffic. I guess we do because they're there, but it's like they're not buying anything from anyone. So it's just, you know, them being there doesn't really benefit the vendors in any way. Of course, they're allowed to be there and stuff. It's just they're not our customers, and there's just no way for us to get a sale from everyone just walking around. So that's the thing. All night, it was just people walking from where there was the Christmas tree and all the activities back to their car or whatever. So they were just kind of like speed walking past all of us, and no one was really making many sales. The vendor beside me, I think it was her first market, and I don't think she did that well, so I think she was a bit disappointed. But yeah, I don't think any of us vendors really made that much money. I don't know for sure, but yeah, it was just people just weren't necessarily shopping out of the people that were there. But like I said, this venue is just like that. I've done a lot of markets with these organizers at this venue this whole summer, and some of them were better, but we were on a different street. But on this specific street, I find this year it's just been people walking past and not being interested in buying. But I did this market last year, and I think people were just stopping and shopping a lot more last year. I'm not exactly sure what it was, like why this year was so different, but last year there was one like activity on the street that we were on, so it did bring a lot of people just past the vendors, and they weren't just like speed walking back to their car. Like they were, you know, kind of still looking around because it was still part of the event. But I feel like this year we were maybe a bit isolated from the whole event, but I don't know. That's just me. But I still made back my booth fee, and I still made some sales, and I'm still really, really grateful to everyone who did stop by and either buy something or just, you know, look at my stuff and say it was nice and all that stuff. So at yesterday's market, I made a total of $319, and the booth fee was $70, and the square fees were $3.41. And I just added this in here. I did pay $2 for parking just to unload the car. Turns out we were allowed to bring the car to right in front of our booth to unload, but I didn't see the message until I already parked my car. So anyways, I paid $2 for parking, so that leaves me with a total profit of $243.59. So that's not horrible, you know, I didn't lose money. I still made some money, but it's just like last year, in that same amount of time, same market, I made like over $600 profit, I believe. So I was just like kind of expecting and hoping to make that much, but then I didn't. But I did sell one item that was like $65. So I did sell that like later on, but when I sold that, I was so happy because like that really helped bring up like the amount of money I made, because had that item been like a $15 item, obviously I would have made a lot less money. Like selling that item almost paid for my booth fee. So that was really, really great. I always like selling bigger items. Obviously, I like selling any items. But when I sell a bigger one, it just really like boosts the amount of money you made at the end of the day. So it's really encouraging. So yeah, I will tell you guys about it in the breakdown. But I just wanted to say that because I was really happy to sell that specific thing. So I will give you guys a whole breakdown of all my sales for yesterday's market, and then I'm going to do another breakdown for Sunday's market. So I will tell you guys how many of each items I sold out of the amount that I brought. I will tell you guys how much I sold the item for, and I will put a picture up here of that item to show you what it was. So starting with Chubby Bunnies, I started with 4 of them and I sold 2 for $15 each. I started with one Canadian goose and I sold it for $30. So if I have time today, I'll try to make another one since, you know, I don't have another one to display at tomorrow's market. I started with 50 keychains and I sold 9 of them for $8 each. I started with 22 small frogs and I sold 2 of them for $8 each. I started with 17 mini turtles and I sold 2 of them for $12 each. I started with 14 mini octos and I sold 2 of them for $8 each. I started with one big rainbow pillow and I sold it for $65, so that was like the more expensive thing I sold at yesterday's market. And I've actually had that one for a while, so it was really fun to sell it. I started with 9 snakes and I sold one for $25. I started with 10 jumbo sea turtles and I sold one for $38. So that was, I guess, another more expensive item I sold that I was pretty happy to sell. And lastly, I started with 14 mini whales and I sold one for $8. So that's a total of 22 items that sold. So I mean, like, I've done a lot worse, so it's not that bad. I was just, I guess, comparing to last year, and I sold a lot more stuff last year. But I guess, you know, I still made some money, I still made some sales, met some pretty cool people. So it was still not the worst market ever. And now I will tell you guys about yesterday's best sellers. So number 1, we have keychains, which, I mean, it's always keychains. Number 1, like, I don't know, I think there's been maybe like one market where it has not been keychains as the number 1 bestseller. So yeah, number 1 is keychains and I sold 9 of them. And we have a 4-way tie for number 2, so pardon me for naming so many things we just mentioned in the breakdown. So for number 2, we have small frogs, chubby bunnies, mini turtles, and mini octos, and I just sold 2 of each of those. Like, I mean, I'm not going to do number 3 because that's just going to be everything I sold 1 of, so that's not really the point of the best sellers, I guess. So yeah, the best sellers were pretty on point for what normally sells. There was definitely some items that I was like thinking I was gonna sell some and then I didn't. Like, I made some snowmen for Christmas time and I didn't sell any of those, so I'm gonna have them for tomorrow, see if they sell there. And just rubber duckies have been really popular recently and I didn't sell one or anything, so I don't know. But I still sold some items that normally sell too. So that's pretty much it for yesterday's market. So yeah, I have all of today to just like make a few things for tomorrow. I do have to like take some stuff out of my car though, because so tomorrow's market is indoors, so I only have one 6-foot table and it is provided, like tables and chairs are provided by the organizer for this market. So I'm just gonna take like my tables, tents, grid walls, like all the stuff I don't need, I'm gonna take that out of my car just so that it's not like taking so much room in there, especially that like I'm moving soon, so it's just it's gonna have to get out of my car eventually. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, and yeah, I will update you guys later on tonight if I crochet anything, and then we need to like get those things ready and stuff. And yeah, so any market prep that I really do today, I'm gonna try to update you guys on it, and yeah, but I will definitely talk to you guys again before tomorrow's market because I'm really excited for that one. Alright guys, so it is Saturday evening, so I will show you guys everything I crocheted today that I will need to get ready for tomorrow's market. So I made another Canadian goose, just like I mentioned I wanted to make another one this morning. So this was actually the first thing I made today to make sure I had one for tomorrow. Then I made a medium sea turtles in these 2 super cool colors. It was actually my first time doing this specific color combination, but I think it came out super, super cute and it has super cool sparkly eyes. Then I made 3 chubby bunnies, so I have 2 in this like pink, purple, and white, and then 1 in this blue and gray and white. So yeah, I just wanted to stock up on these since I only had 2 left after yesterday. And lastly, I made a snake in this color since this is the color of snake I sold yesterday. So I just wanted to replenish. I did have an extra one, but might as well just, you know, make another one in case the other one sells tomorrow because this seems to be a pretty popular color of snake. I guess I forgot to grab this along with the rest of the stuff that I showed you guys that I made today. So I also made this jumbo sea turtle today. And so the body is the same color as the one I sold last night. The shell isn't though because I was completely out of that other yarn I used. But I still wanted to use this like dusty pink color for another jumbo sea turtle. So I just used this different pink shade for the shell. And I think it's really pretty. So that's another thing I made today that I just forgot. So yeah, now I'm just gonna go put price tags and tags with my logo on all of those and pack them up for tomorrow and basically just get all the little things ready because tomorrow's market is indoors, so I will be able to bring some crochet stuff to crochet over there whenever like I'm not actively, you know, like speaking to a customer, because it's always nice to bring some stuff to crochet there for a few reasons. So you get to like stock up on certain things that are selling and you can just make more. And also it really shows people that it's handmade by me and I'm the one making them and they can see the process of me making something. So I normally just bring stuff to make like small plushies or keychains. So I will have to pack that up tonight for it to be ready for tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all that, so I will talk to you guys tomorrow morning before I leave for the market. I'm really excited. I hope that tomorrow goes well. I hope it goes better than yesterday. And yeah, I just hope that like the people that do show up are, I guess, there with the intention of buying from local vendors, so then they're a lot more likely to, you know, like support any of us. So yeah, hopefully it goes well and I'm really excited. Alright guys, so it is Sunday morning before the market, so I'll be leaving soon. I just wanted to update you guys. So again, I'll do my best to try to get some clips while we're setting up, and then as usual I will show you guys my setup once it's all done. And I will also do my best to update you guys throughout the day and tell you guys how it's going. So I am bringing stuff to crochet over there when it's a bit slower so that I can always get some more stuff done. So I'm really excited. I hope today goes well, and yeah. Alright guys, so I'm back home from Sunday's market. I apologize, I did not even take a clip of me setting up, and then I didn't take any clips of me updating you guys throughout the day because for a good part of the morning it was really busy, and then in the afternoon it was like slower, but when it's indoors I feel so much more awkward like filming and like talking to the camera because it's indoors, so like it kind of echoes, and if it's really quiet everyone can hear you and it's still really awkward. So anyways, sorry about that. But yeah, so I did really well today, a lot better than on Sunday, which was really nice, and also it was indoors so we weren't freezing. So yeah, today was just a really good market overall. So yeah, like I said, in the morning it was really busy, and like at some point it was like such a rush of like customers and sales and just people. And my cousin actually came to see me at this market because we all live pretty close by to where this market was. So she came to see me, and then she was trying to talk to me, and then like there was customers, so she's like, "Okay, I'll come back." And then the whole time she was trying to come like talk to me whenever there was nobody, but it was so long until there was nobody. So anyways, they did some shopping too, so that was really great. And yeah, so when it was really busy, I was kind of like getting stressed because my boyfriend had gone to go do something. So then I was alone, but we got through it. And then in the afternoon, it was slower, so I just crocheted a lot of little keychains to still get some stuff done. And a lot of people like seeing me actually make something, and they find it really cool. I also got to meet one of my mom's friends from university. So yeah, she came by and she ended up buying something. So it was really nice to meet her because I did hear my mom talk about her sometimes. But yeah, so it was nice to meet her and I just met a lot of like awesome people in general. But now for the numbers of this market. So at today's market, I made a total of $615, which is a lot better than Friday. And the booth fee was $50, so a bit cheaper. And the square fees were quite high today, so they were $10.44. So that leaves me with a total profit of $554.56. So I'm really, really happy with that. I made over 10 times the booth fee profit, so that's usually kind of my goal. And I'm really happy with that. So today was just like a great day in sales. And what was great about today's market too is that like it's not such a big pain to get the stuff to where we needed to set up, like, and parking was free too and there was enough of it. Like at Friday's market, that specific venue is just very stressful because it's hard to find parking because there's never enough of it for the amount of people that are there, and it's not free, so you have to pay for it. And yeah, on Friday we ended up paying like $2 for parking because we parked the car, paid for like, I think we only paid for like 30 minutes, so it was $2 for 30 minutes just to unload, and then my grandpa had went to park the car like on a few streets over where it was free parking, and he had to go get it before we like loaded up and stuff. But yeah, so that's what was nice with today's market. It's just free parking at an arena, so there's a lot of it, even if you're a little bit far, it's still there. So yeah, today's market was just like kind of stress-free, which was really nice. And now, again, just like for Friday's market, I will do a whole breakdown of all my sales. So again, I'll tell you guys how many of each items I sold out of the amount that I brought. I'll tell you guys how much I sold that item for, and I will put a picture of it up here to show you what it was. So starting with small axolotls, I started with 5 of them and I sold 4 for $18 each. So yeah, I need to make more of those before my next market. I started with 12 small bees and I sold 4 of them for $12 each. I started with 7 medium cats and I sold 2 of them for $20 each. I started with 8 mini chickens and I sold 1 for $10. I started with 8 regular chickens and I sold 1 for $18. I started with 14 chicken nuggets and I sold 4 of them for $8 each. I started with 5 chubby bunnies and I sold 2 of them for $15 each. I started with 2 eggplants and I sold 1 for $15. I started with 9 hot dogs and I sold 1 for $25. I started with 56 keychains and I sold 12 of them for $8 each. So yeah, I crocheted quite a bit of them over there because like after Friday's market, I did not have 56 of them. I had a lot less, but then I crocheted a bunch today at the market and I just added them to my inventory as soon as I finished them. I started with 4 big frogs and I sold 1 for $18. I started with 20 small frogs and I sold 4 of them for $8 each. I started with 6 big mushies and I sold 1 for $20. I started with 12 mini octos and I sold 1 for $8. I started with 10 small sea turtles and I sold 1 for $18. I started with 10 medium sea turtles and I sold 1 for $25. I started with 10 jumbo sea turtles and I sold 1 for $38. I started with 4 weighted chickens and I sold 2 of them. So I sold 1 for $32 and 1 for $38. The reason that they're different prices is because they're different weights, and the weighted materials is what really makes the price different because they're pretty expensive, so that's why it's different. And lastly, I started with 13 mini whales and I sold one for $8. So that's a total of 45 items that sold, so that's really, really great. Lots of things sold. And so for today's best sellers, again, I'm just going to tell you number 1 and 2 because, again, we have a 4-way tie for number 2. So number 1, again, just like Friday and just like most of the time, is keychains, and I sold 12 of them. And now the 4-way tie for number 2. So we have small axolotls, small bees, chicken nuggets, and small frogs, and I sold 4 of each of those. So one thing I found so weird today is how much axolotls sold, like the little ones, because those, I guess, are such a hit or miss for me. Like before, a few months ago, I literally went like 2 years without selling many of them. Like maybe in 2 years, maybe I sold like, I don't know, just a few, not a lot. And then I guess the past few months, they just started selling like a lot. Of course, I'll go some markets and not sell that many. Maybe I'll sell like 1 or 2. But like recently, they've just been a hit again, which is so weird. But yeah, so I sold almost all of them, and I actually almost sold that last one. There was like a kid that was like debating if he wanted that axolotl, and the mom was like, if you want it, I'll buy it. And then I think he decided not to get the axolotl. So like, I don't know, had I sold it, I would have sold out, which has been happening a lot for those axolotls recently, which is just weird. But yeah, this market was definitely really good, and I think like it was just really well advertised and to the right people, because a lot of the people that came in, they ended up leaving with like by buying something from at least one vendor. So the people that were there to shop, and like a lot of them literally had a Christmas list like on their phone, I guess, or even pieces of paper. They had a list of things they were looking for certain people. So they were literally like there to do their Christmas shopping, which was great because so many people left and they had bought from like so many vendors. So that was really, really great. I asked the vendor beside me how they did, just because like, you know, I was curious. And they said they did really, really well. So that's great that like I did well, they did well. I'm assuming other vendors did well too. So yeah, like it was just a good market overall, well advertised. The community really came together to support local today. But I had a lot of fun at both of these markets, and I'm really happy I did both of them. Now, I am moving in less than a month, and I only have one more market in this city. So I think it was really good to be able to do markets in different areas of the city so that some of my customers, if they wanted to get something from me before Christmas, wherever they were located in the city, they can try to find the market I'm doing that's closest to them. So that was really great because I had some customers that came by today that wanted to get some stuff before Christmas and before I move. And the next market I'm doing is in a different part of the city, and so I have some customers that are planning on coming to see me there too. So I'm really excited for that one too. So that's going to be it for me for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed coming to 2 Christmas markets with me to sell my crocheted plushies. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely stay tuned for my last market in this city before I move. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye!